Direct and inverse variation. When something varies directly, we write the form that y equals a constant times x. That's a direct. Whereas an inverse, we would have y equals k times 1 over x. Okay. And the y and x are described in the problem. They'll say this varies directly with this, or y varies directly with x, or they'll say y varies inversely with x. Okay. Let's take a look at the first one. The distance varies directly with the speed. The distance traveled is 150 miles while the speed is 60. What will be the distance if the speed is changed to 50 miles an hour? Let's start with the very first sentence. The distance varies directly with speed. So this is direct. So instead of using the y equals a constant times x, we're going to let these two letters kind of match what they stand for. So the distance varies direct. So we're going to use the letter D for distance instead of the letter y. So here's the letter D. The distance varies directly with the speed. So instead of using x, we're going to use s for speed. And then we'll still have the same constant there. So this is the formula that we'll use. This is a direct variation equation. Okay, so now the next sentence says, hey, the distance is traveled is 150 while the speed is 60. So with these two, the distance being 150, we can replace D with 150, make that substitution. And they say the speed is 60. We can make that substitution. So K times 60. So using this right here, we can figure out what the constant is that's being used. And to figure that out, I'm going to divide both sides by 60. 60 divided here and 60 divided there. And the 60s cancel out here and we get 1K. And over here, I can simplify that to 15 over 6. And then I can simplify that again by dividing by 3 to 5 over 2. So that's my K, 5 over 2. Now let's start the process again. What will be the distance if the speed is changed to 50? Well, again, we're using the formula D equals KS. But now that we know what K is, we can change this to D equals 5 over 2S for the formula. So what will the distance be if the speed is changed to 50? So we're going to change the speed here to 50. So D equals 5 over 2 times 50. Now, to multiply a fraction and a whole number, I'll make them both fractions. So this will be a 5 over 2 times a 50 over 1. I can divide both of these by 2, but I'll just wait. I'll just multiply 5 times 50 first. 5 times 50 gives me 250, and 2 times 1 gives me 2, and then let's divide everything by 2 to simplify, and we get a distance of 125 over 1, which is 125 miles. So my speed changed to 50 miles an hour. My distance would now be 125. Now, the area of a circle varies directly with the radius squared. This is, again, a very direct variation. Direct variations are y equals kx. But they tell us that the radius is squared, so we have to add a square to the radius this time. So to represent y, the area of a circle, I'm going to use the letter A to represent area. So y turns into the letter A, k stays the same, and the x becomes, the area of a circle varies directly with the radius squared. So I need to use something for radius squared. I'm going to use the letter r, and it'll be to the second power. Okay, and so this is now the formula. Next, they say the area is 28.6 squared, while the radius is 3. So let's put that in. So we're going to substitute the area for 28.26, and that's going to equal the constant. and the radius squared. So radius right now is 3. So this will be times 3 to the second power. Now let's for 28.26 k, and 3 to the second power is 3 times 3, which is 9. So this is times 9. Now let's divide both sides by 9. So we have 28.26 equals k times 9, dividing both sides by 9 to get the k by itself. And we have k. Let's see if I can do this. I know 9 goes into 28 3 times, because that's 27. So that's going to be 3. And that'll leave 1 left over. So 1 and 2 makes 12. 9 will go into 12 one time, leaving 3 left over. And you'll get 36. 9 goes into 36 4 times. So your constant is 3.14. Looks very familiar. Okay, so let's rewrite the formula. We know it's a equals k r squared, but now we know that the constant is going to be 3.14 times r squared. Okay, so finally they say, well, what would the area be if the radius was 2? Well, let's find out. So we have a equals 3.14, and the radius will now be a 2. And just to keep the numbers separated, I put a multiplication symbol here so we don't mix the 4 with the 2. 2 to the second power is 4. So this is actually 3.14 times 4. And let's multiply that. 4 times 4, that'll be 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. And then 4 times 3 is 12. And then this will be our area. Now, sadly, I did not put the units. This is miles. And this area right here is going to be centimeters squared. So centimeters squared.